All right, why does everybody like this thing? We bought one, finally. We missed the Black Friday sale last year, this year, whatever it was. I regretted it ever since. And then when I saw this for 160 bucks, I had to buy it. So we picked it up. We don't have a T5 to compare this to, but that's okay. We're very familiar with the T5. We've got a bunch of other multimeters on the table, including some cheaper options. This one in particular, I want to show you some specs on this Klein real quick. Should have the paperwork here somewhere. I thought I had the paperwork here somewhere. Okay, guess not. The Klein here can read 270,000 ohms. So we're going to show you why that's important. What's up, Jose? HDZ, what's going on? This Klein here, as simple as it is, and as crappy as Klein multimeters are, in my opinion, compared to others, is actually a really good troubleshooter. Let's see what this can do for us. Let's look at all the features. What's up, Denny? I'm actually going to close this door here. And maybe put this piece of foam back. There we go. Not quieter. I think what I'm going to do is probably maybe attach like the extension cord to the panel and then see like how many ohms we can really get out of this thing. Let me know how the audio sounds. It should sound pretty good. So we got the Fluke T6 here. Let me lock you guys in right there. Get this piece of trim out of the background. And what else can we do here? Sounds well, cool, appreciate it. All right, so a couple of features off the top why I bought this. It goes all the way up to 4-aught. So why is 4-aught relevant? Well, 4-aught's good for 180 amps. So it's good for 200 amp multimeters in residential. If you don't know, there's an 83% rule, which means we can multiply 83 times the 200 amp panel for your house, and you wind up with 166. So basically any conductor that's rated for more than 166 amps, we can use for a 200 amp residential service. That's how that works. So that's why we can use 4-aught aluminum, and that's why we can use 2-aught copper. So this goes all the way up to 4-aught aluminum. So this is going to be a very handy multimeter for resi, and really commercial too. But it's got its limitations, and we're going to find them tonight. This one does have it. So this one does have the field sense. So we're going to be exploring the field sense. We're going to take a look at the leads and what they offer. One thing that I really like about this multimeter is we don't have to worry about whether the leads are plugged in or not. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see, is this multimeter ready to go or not? We don't know if these leads are plugged in all the way. So one of the first things I do with all my multimeters before I do anything is I try to touch the leads together to see if I hear a beep. And I do, and that tells me my leads are actually plugged in. Maybe we can plug them in a little bit more. Let's find out. Yeah, we can. Look at that. So the red was just slightly out, but we were still getting a beep. So you do want to make sure your leads are plugged in. This multimeter, you don't have to worry about that. That also goes with the T5. So that's one good reason to really like the T5 or the T6. We got Danny, Keyletronics, what's up, Juan, and Jose. What's going on, guys? You guys got any questions about code, electrical, inspecting, anything, hit it down below. I'll do my best to answer you. All right, do we have batteries in this thing? It's pretty heavy, so I feel like there is batteries in it. Let's find out. Oh, there is, okay. So the first thing we probably need to do is get this off. Can you guys see with it or without it? It's about the same, I'm gonna leave it on. You guys can still see it. So do we have a backlight? We do, it's a white backlight. Actually looks pretty good. That's really nice for a camera too. Thoughts on the 323? The 323, I think I have that one too. Is it on the table? Where is my 323? Yeah. Is this a 323? This is a 302. The 323 is a HVAC clamp multimeter, I think. What are the fire alarm code for City of Chicago basement 12 foot? I don't know the fire alarm code. I know the NEC code. What is the best bride to win? The best bribe. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so we got off. We got volts alternating, and it auto selects to DC. So we got to test that. What is the best way to test that? Probably a battery. Probably a battery here. I like the nice flat leads. So this is something that you really only see on the T series of multimeters for the Fluke, is these nice flat leads. Also removable too. So we do have to make sure these are plugged in before we start really testing, but it's pretty easy to see. Let's see if we can read the voltage here. Did we get anything? Are we in there deep enough? The answer is no and no. We're going to have to resort to a smaller connection, or we can do something sketchy. Let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to do something sketchy? Yeah, we will. I got some nails. Stick this one here. And let's stick this nail here. Don't touch them together. Don't touch them together. Okay. Let me get a little bit closer myself. Okay. Let's check the DC setting on this. I like the lead storage. So I got some lead storage. That's always good. Not impressed with the heck, man. How do we? It says auto select there. We're not getting a voltage there. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's try that. I was trying not to really. Oh, God, that scared me. Okay, so we got reverse polarity. Let's see. Let's see here. What are we getting? Getting 10 volts, 11 volts there. And we're not getting a... Come on, you piece of crap. There we go. 10. 10's a good voltage to get. I believe it. There you go. If we really push, we're getting about 10. So that's okay. That seems to work. What's up, Tool Squatch? What's going on? Charge the battery. Yeah. So you can see we're switched to DC, though. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it switch to DC. Man, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you, sir. Let's get a extension cord here. And I usually keep one handy. But it is not in here right now. Hang on. Turn on the light here. We'll use the start of the show from last night, which is good because I want to check the resistance anyway. And we're going to do something crazy to check the resistance, and then you guys will see why I don't think the Fluke is the best. Okay. First thing we gotta do is plug this side in to the wall. Let's do that. Okay. So we are plugged in. You have a question. Let me see here. Is this a better option for a commercial electrician? Yes. Yes, but really the T5 is probably the better option. This is an overhyped multimeter that YouTube loves. You'll see a lot of people here that are not exactly in the trade that will tell you this thing is great. It's a very overhyped multimeter. But we're going to find out. This could be my bias to talking here. Let's find out. All right, so first off, I get a light only. So we get a light. We don't get any audible when we find voltage. And I got to tell you, man, I really like my multimeters that beep when I find the voltage. Because there's a couple of reasons why. One, when you plug into a receptacle, sometimes you're fighting the actual receptacle to figure out, am I plugged in or am I not? This plug fits very easily in here. A lot of your receptacles do not fit very easily. And I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. And then we'll compare this to a freaking Milwaukee here in a second, and we'll show you that even the Milwaukee has better features than this does right now. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we got the receptacle here. Got the multimeter here. Now, when we're trying to plug into a receptacle, as we're plugging in, you're going to see, let's see how fast this screen reacts. So we're going to plug it in at the same time. You see the delay there? Watch, I'm going to unplug it again. I'm going to unplug the red so you guys can see. Right now, we're getting 0 volts. Did you see that? We're still plugged in, but we're getting 0 volts, okay? Now we're getting voltage. Look at the delay on the reaction there. Now, the light is instant, okay? But you can see the delay. Whenever I'm trying to plug into a receptacle, I'm trying to figure out, am I even plugging into the right damn spot? It's really nice to have an instant audible to know that I can stop jacking around with this thing and that I've found the perfect point to be measuring voltage. So any multimeter that beeps as you plug it in is a huge win for me. This one has a light, which is also great, so I can be looking at the light to know that I find the voltage instantly. So it's a good meter. I like ones that beep. Let's check the Klein here. I don't think the Klein beeps. I know the Milwaukee does. Let's see. And I'm not a huge fan of Klein multimeters, but I'll give anything credit where it's due. This one here. Look at that, it doesn't even register. So now we're gonna play. Let's find the voltage. There you go. This one doesn't tell you dick. Doesn't tell you anything. Look at that, look at that. It doesn't even give me a light or nothing. You see that? No beep, no light, no indication, nothing. Look at the delay on that. Okay, let's look at the Milwaukee one. I gotta find it. Should be in this bag here. The Milwaukee bag. Okay, here comes the Milwaukee one. This is one reason why I do like this Milwaukee meter. Not a fan of Milwaukee meters, but credit where it's due. Turn it on. Okay, when we find the voltage, we get an instant noise, and we get an instant audible, instant visual. Instant visual, instant audible. See how that works? We're in the receptacle, but we're not plugged in. So sometimes whenever you're trying to plug into something or you're trying to find something, it's really nice to get that instant. I still have your T5-100. I love it. I have to replace my leads once in 10 years. Yeah, and I think the T5 beeps out loud. Does it not, Russ? I think the T5 makes noise when you hit voltage. I believe it does. Right? I'm pretty sure the T5 makes noise when you hit voltage, and it also gives you a light. Yeah, exactly. That's why whenever I see these guys on YouTube tell me, oh, I bought the T6 and it's great, and then I buy it and I try it for myself, it just makes me that much more happy that I have my own YouTube channel. Look at this. No beep. We do get the red light, but they took away my beep. So they upgrade it to the T6 and then they downgrade it in features. And that's what Fluke does for you. The T5 1000 is probably the best meter that money can buy for the professional, especially when troubleshooting. And I'm going to show you why right now. So I do like the T6 where it does at least give us a red light. But you can see that delay. Look, we're off right now. We'll drop it. And you can see the delay on the pickup of the actual voltage. Red light's instant. Watch on. And then you got to wait half a second for the screen here. So if you're paying attention to the red light, you'll know if you found voltage. But if you're getting a ghost voltage, does the light even turn on? Like, what if we touch this to something that's not a true ground, like what we were doing last night? Is it even going to light up? Like, we need to find something metal. This isn't going to work because, let's see here. Let me try this. No, that didn't work. Yeah, okay, so that's the voltage setting. The amperage setting is going to be interesting because if I touch that, does it? No, it doesn't. Does it? Is it looking for a ground right now? Let me see. I'd have to read the instructions. I don't know what that ground means exactly. This thing should have field sense, so if I wrap this around an individual wire, we should be able to figure out what the voltage is just based on touching the ground or touching this field sense button. Let's try that. Let's try that. Come on, plug in. It probably has to be on and pulling current too. Okay, so we got the hot. Hot's on the left, neutral's on the right. There we go. So we got the hot in there. If we touch the ground, there we go. So we should have some voltage. Okay, we do have voltage. That's definitely in the right spot there. Now, if we go here with amperage and we touch the ground like that, No. We'll have to look that up. It probably the practicalness of using field sense to determine what the voltage is honestly is pretty damn useless. It's very gimmicky, and it's the reason why people like this thing, because the fact that you can read the voltage without having to break apart the circuit. Nobody needs to do that. You're going to break apart the circuit anyway. You're going to use a hot stick. There's 1,000 things you're going to do before you're going to stick your fingers in a box that's potentially energized and separate wires so you can get this large jaw around an individual wire and say, oh, that's 480, when clearly you already knew that because it was probably going to a light and you got 480 in the building, or mostly all buildings are 120 anyway for most of this stuff, unless you're just in a larger building. So it's pretty easy to figure things out like that. Anyway, very, very gimmicky, very cool feature, but also almost not usable in the real world. Try it on the white cord. The problem with this is that we don't have an individual wire, so you can't use it on a cord, just like you can't read amperage individually. We would have to separate this. So I've got a line splitter we can actually do that with. Let's see where my line splitter is. I'm glad you said something. Oh, I had a line splitter. Okay, we got a line splitter here. So what this does is it splits all these wires individually, sends them out here. One goes over here, one goes over here. So we'll unplug this. It's plugging in a power strip with a couple of lights. Okay, so it definitely has power. You can see the lights turning on right now. They're flashing. Let's check. Okay, so you can see we're pulling about 1.5 amps right now. If I touch the back button, is it going to tell me the voltage when I hit the ground? If I drop this again, we're going to have problems. I'm going to read the instructions. We're definitely touching the ground. It says no ground there, so I don't know. Oh, there we go. Not really impressed with that. Let's try the other side. Come on. No. I don't know. I know it works. I've seen it work. Do I care enough to make it work? Or are we returning this thing? Because its party tricks are very gimmicky and it doesn't even make a noise when I plug into voltage. That is a huge problem for me. Yeah, my finger is the ground. I'm grounding it right now. And I'm barefooted right now, actually. I'm about as grounded as we can get. I see where it shows VAC. We could read the instructions. I don't want to bore the stream. A sub and unsub. Unsub and resub. There's Sarush. Work. Let's get to the main point of this, okay? This is what we're gonna do. We are going to, I shouldn't have taken that out yet. We are going to attach to ground my panel. So we're going to plug this in here like this, okay? I forgot we were plugged in. I was like, shit, am I plugging in the ground or what are we plugging into? Yeah, we're going to plug into the ground here, okay? And to make sure that we are attached to ground properly, we're going to plug that in there. And we're going to touch this wire here to make sure that we are definitely grounded. Yeah, we're getting 122 right there. What's up?
Can I borrow a box cutter?
A box cutter? Why?
I want to cut a box.
No. You need scissors. What's up, Suresh?
Cut cardboard?
Yeah.
But you always say that's dangerous.
No, you using a box cutter is dangerous. Goodbye. No, you're not getting a box cutter, crazy. Here, what are you doing with it?
I'm making a prop for my Halloween costume.
You're making a prop.
For my Halloween costume.
Are you being supervised?
No.
You're not being
I'm being
supervised.
supervised by my friend on video call.
This sounds like a bad idea.
You're probably right.
No. The answer's no. Go away. Go. No, you're not getting it. No. Use scissors. Goodbye. Here. Use these. These are good scissors. Where'd they go? Okay. Goodbye.
You don't have any scissors?
No. Don't know where they went. Goodbye.
Okay. Can I use kitchen scissors?
You cannot use kitchen scissors. Hang on. Let me find you scissors. Here. Use these. These are good. Look. Look. These right here. These are going to protect up here. So when you're cutting through the box, you don't get paper cuts. And do not break my scissors. I actually like these a lot.
Okay.
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 There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, those will cut your finger clean off.
Okay.
Like in half, off. Blood squirting everywhere.
I don't think you can say that on YouTube.
I can say that on YouTube, especially if you cut your finger off.
Okay.
Don't cut your finger off.
Okay.
Okay. They'll cut it right off.
I know.
Goodbye.
You've made that very clear.
Goodbye.
Okay. Love you.
Just leave this on. All right, so we have 120 volts to the ground here. Right. So what we're going to do now, we know that this is attached to ground properly. So we are going to use this extension cord with our multimeter as a long lead to plug into the panel. That's what we're going to do. So, come with me. Try not to drop anything on my feet here. Okay. This is going to go here. Oh my God, it's dark. It's dark. Okay. I'm going to wrap this around this screw here. Nope, we're doing something different. Because we're going to check the ohms of the multimeter to see if we are keeping this piece of junk or not. And we're going to have to check voltage to see did it actually work or not. Okay, so how are we going to check this? We almost need another multimeter to check this even. Let's see here. Yeah. No. Yes. This one's plugged in. Okay. Okay, so we're going to check from this cord here to this screw down here. And that'll check if we're grounded or not. Because we're gonna try to see if we can read the ground through here. So just hang on a second. It's gonna make sense in a second. It's taking me a second to get set up. Let's check with the Milwaukee here if we did this right. Okay, so that's chilling there. Make sure this thing's plugged in. Okay, that's plugged in. So, what we gotta do, need a tripod. Come here. Okay. Oh my God. I kicked it. Okay, we still should be plugged in. All right. So we will know. Yeah, we can do it this way, right? So we will do. Man, what's a better way to do this? Let's see here. This is hot. Okay, so we're getting 116, 121 there. This whole panel's grounded. Okay, well that's good. Yes. So what we're gonna do, this panel's already grounded, so maybe we should use something else that's not grounded. Go down here. 123, okay. So, yeah, we're definitely grounded here. So what we're gonna do, oh my God. Stop pushing that button. All right, let's try again. What we're gonna do is see how many ohms. The idea is to see if we can read all the way back to the panel. It'll make sense in a second. We're actually gonna use this plug here. That's what we're gonna do. So, let's unplug this. We're going to take our extension cord here, and we're going to go from this ground. This is basically the panel. This ground here represents the panel side. This here represents... Okay, so it just says DC. This is an auto-sensing multimeter, okay? Oh, it only says DC. It's not trying to read continuity right now. Okay, now we're getting continuity. But it says DC with no continuity, okay? Let's see what the Klein says when I do this. Because the Klein has 270,000 range of ohms. And when you're troubleshooting, you need to read all the way back to the panel. So what does that say? That says continuity. Hang on. These multimeters suck too bad. Okay, let's try another multimeter. Hang on. I'm looking for an ohms rating. I'm trying to see if we can get like a high ohms reading on this. $4,000. 1.2. 1.2. What do we get touching each other? We might not have enough. We might not have enough range on this. Let me see what my field piece says. We might need to go to a further away receptacle. We're about to check the Fluke here in a second. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Here we go. Zero 0.6, 0.3, continuity, 0.5. That's not. Let's try this one. This multimeter only reads 2,000. So I don't think it's going to have a problem doing this. Let's see. It doesn't. It's going to give us a 1. We need something further away. Crap. Okay, let's do this. I know what to do. I know what to do. Let's do this. We're going to take this plug here. And we're going to take a plug tester to make sure we have a true ground. We go to our bathroom. This definitely has a ground. I know it does. Okay. We're going to read from this branch circuit through our panel back across to the bathroom through this ground. All right, let's start small and then work our way up. We have the Milwaukee here. Uh-oh. It's already, it's not going to give us an ohms reading, but it is going to give us a reading. We need something more, more messed up. When you're troubleshooting and you're trying to see, if hots and grounds are shorted together, some of these multimeters, they just won't tell you. They just read OL. They won't even beep. That has 270,000 ohms. That should beep. $1.3. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. We need something with more resistance. That's aluminum. What about, man, if this does it, this meter will too. We can try it. 1 ohm. Should we do the earth thing again? We're gonna do the earth thing? We did last night. We'll do it again, I guess. Why not? Why not? By the way, I put timers in my garage. It saves me a bunch of money. Earth is based on 25 ohms. Let's go stab this in the dirt. It would just barely reach, wouldn't it? Oh shit, it's still plugged in. I'm a genius. Okay, let's try this. It's nice and cold out here. Okay, set that in the dirt. Cool. It's good for the cord. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can read. What I think we can. Or can't. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Let's go with the Milwaukee first. We're not trying to read voltage, although we could. We're not trying to read voltage. But if we wanted to, we could read to the earth. So let's just make sure we're... Okay, so we're going to pull out the neutral. And we're going to touch here. And to earth, we're getting 118 volts. That's the earth outside. That's what we stabbed in outside, okay? What we're going to try and do is measure from the earth through the ground rods, through the cold water pipe, landing to the neutral outside, going to my sub-pane disconnect in the equipment ground, and then running to my sub-panel in my garage. That's the path that this is going to take. Is it going to beep? It's not. Look at that. Okay, so this is incapable of doing it. Okay, look, watch. We finally found the limitations. My God, it took us long enough. Look. No worky, okay? Next. Okay. Milwaukee can't do it. Next, we'll do the same thing. Same test. We have our voltage. You can hear beeping. Here's our voltage there, 123. We're going to check this to earth, which is outside. Check this to earth, which is outside. We get 132 volts to the ground outside. Okay. We're going to go from the ground here. We're going to go back to continuity. The electricians are following, I promise. If you guys are getting confused, sorry. We're going to go to... It's hard to show you guys. There. Touch it up here. No continuity. No ohms. See that? Does not read. Okay, let me show you this. We're going to grab the Klein, which has 270,000 ohms of capability. I have a feeling this will read. If we can read voltage, this multimeter probably will read. There you go. Singing. You can see it. See that? Okay, so the Klein does it. The Fluke 123 won't. The 123? The 302. The Fluke 302 will not read high ohms. The Klein, high ohms, reading. See it? The Milwaukee wouldn't do it. My field piece should. That's why I like field piece. Best bang for your buck probably out there. Clamp it there. Plug that in. My goodness. Make sure we're on continuity there. There we go right there. How many ohms do we have? We have 13,000, 14,000, 14,700 ohms, 14.5, 15,000 ohms of resistance there. Okay. Now, I'd like to point out that if we select this to continuity, right here, right? This will probably not read in continuity. See that? This does not read in continuity, but it will display ohms, and you can condemn compressors. That's why HVAC technicians prefer a field piece, because they can read through the shorted windings of compressors at very high ohms to be able to condemn a compressor. You can't condemn compressors with Fluke unless you spend big bucks. So it's not going to read as continuity, but we are able to see when we range the ohms here, you're able to see the ohms value there. And it quickly gets up to about 15,000 ohms. So the path that we took right now to read this is, in my front yard, we're sending 9 volts. 9 volts of electricity across the earth to my ground rods, to my cold water, to my main disconnect, through the gateway, to my sub panel disconnect, and then to my equipment ground, to the panel, to the branch circuit, to right here in the wall. That's the path that this 9-volt battery was taking. All right, let's see if the newest Fluke can do it. So we got this Fluke here. We're going to select it to continuity and ohms. We're going to touch it here. We're going to stab the multimeter. It doesn't do it. So this multimeter here, by the way, I already knew it wouldn't do it because this thing only has a value of 2,000 ohms. So if we look at the actual paperwork that comes with your T6, we will see here we gotta find the paper. Hang on, I don't want to lose all this because I'm not impressed with it, so we might be returning this. Resistance here, 2,000 ohms. So look for the go look for the 600 series field sense. No. Range. Model T6 right here. Right? Get out of the way, freaking glare. Look at that. T6 is the model right there. Go down there. 2,000 ohms only. So at the end of the day, when you look at your T6, let's see what it's good for. Let me go and plug this. In case you guys didn't know, what we did was we plugged into the earth in the front yard using a wire. Then we went through the extension cord from one side of the meter to the other side of the meter. So we treated the extension cord as if it was a large lead. I gotta shut the door. How to eat fried worms. So, what did we learn about the T6? What's the final thoughts? Well, it doesn't beep when I hit voltage. It does have a light, so that's kind of cool. It doesn't read ohms for crap. Very low, so it's not going to be able to troubleshoot near as good as others, right? I'm trying to turn off the light. There we go. Nothing. Yeah, exactly, Mario. Nothing. So the T6 definitely won't read long ohms. We just proved it. We already knew it wouldn't, but we wanted to show you guys because it's relevant when you're trying to trace down shorted receptacles. Firsthand, it's been a problem for me. It does auto sense, but it doesn't have audible when we hit voltage. It does have a visual. The field sense is kind of a gimmick. And even right here, like it only says it's going to do 2 ohms. It's got a light. It's got lead storage. And we weren't really able to make that work. 2 AA batteries. I'm not impressed with it, guys. At 160, you're better off buying the T5. And even more so, if you really want the best, you get the T5 1000. And it's a little bit skinnier. It fits in your tool bags better. But my ultimate recommendation would be to get this Klein when you're troubleshooting, because this thing's only 50 bucks. It reads more ohms than anybody else. You can bang it around. It has lead storage. It has a light. And yeah, it's great for troubleshooting because whenever you're running from outlet to outlet, receptacle, receptacle, whatever you're doing, you're putting this down, you're opening up the receptacle, you're picking this back up, you're checking, you're putting it back down, you're checking, you're just beating these meters to death while you're using them. You shouldn't be doing that to a meter that you need to trust your life with. You should be beating up a meter that you can literally just bang around and not have to worry about. So that's my recommendation. Get a meter that you trust, like the T5. It's like $100. It's considerably cheaper. I'll probably wind up returning this and getting the T5. That's what I'll probably wind up doing. I had a T5 before, but I had to get rid of it. I'll probably wind up with another T5. If I wind up with another T5 1000, that'd be great because it's the last multimeter I'd ever need. But yeah, exactly, Souls. Does anyone know what the IP53 is? What is that rated for? So yeah, that's all I got. There's a real-time test of the ohms, how it's practical, real-time, actually not taking someone's word for it in a lab. Stop pushing your electric tools on me tactics. Where's the link? That's funny. I think I already did a video on this one, man. This one's cheap, dude. $50 is where it's at. Especially for troubleshooting. Especially for troubleshooting. I wish that this had a audible when you hit the voltage and a light. The Milwaukee still for DIY and homeowners, man, I still recommend the Milwaukee because it has the light and it's got the audible. But if you're troubleshooting, you're going to be a professional and you're going to need something that's going to read the high ohms. So I still recommend this one for troubleshooting. I think it's the best bang for your buck. It's got the best packed features and you can afford to break it multiple times a year. As far as other meters go, this is fine. It's a lot larger than the T5. It's got a lot more that can break with the T5. And it really doesn't do anything more than the T5 other than this field sense thing. I don't think we're going to be breaking apart wires in a junction box anytime soon. Or trying to separate them to see what the voltage is. It's not something professionals need to know. The Kiowates, maybe. Does the Kiowates read thousands of ohms? That's the question. Timu call it a house fire. Yeah. That's great. There you go. That's your real live review on the T6. I would skip it. Which I kind of hyped myself up on it, like really bad. Like I really, really wanted this thing. But now that we've kind of seen what it can and can't do, I am not impressed with it. I'm not impressed with it at all. Souls blasting team you. Yeah. Was Michelle's last name Kaiwich? You might have missed an opportunity there. Yeah. Yup. Man. Kind of upset about it, dude. I wanted the field sense to impress me. I wanted to be able to touch my finger here and it say what the voltage was. I think that would have been so cool. We're probably still going to make a video on it to see if I can get it to do it. There is a quick start guide here, so obviously I was probably doing something wrong, but the realisticness of it is that you're just not going to do it. So it says hold and press firmly on the field sense. The green display turns green for valid measurement. Insert test probes into storage dock. Oh, okay. Hertz. Field sense. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're sensed. Let's go to field sense. Is it going to turn green? How firmly you got to hold on this thing? Hang on. Hang on. Does that matter? Does that matter? Oh, it might. It might matter. That might plug into something. Let's see. Hang on. Still says no ground there. Insert test probes. We did that. Hold hand firmly on field sense. And then, okay, let's try that. Let's try that. I'll try it. I'll try it. Try it. Oh, oh, something went away. Let's see. And pull these leads out of here. The hell, man. I saw the ground go away. Let me switch it to something else. Let's try that again. Try it again. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to mess with it later. That's all the time we got. Oh, what's up, Frank? I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. So, what's your guys' thought on it? What do you guys got for multimeters? Four. I always used, I understand that if he Greenlee for multimeters, you just roll with your field piece. That's a good call. What field piece you got? It's hard to beat this thing for $200, dude. This thing does everything. Everything. And it does it well, and it's got inrush. Side note, we're wearing similar shirts. Nice. Yeah, I like the clamp. The flashlight turns on when you open the jaw. It's got the lead storage. It's got the inrush. It's got the built-in magnet on the back. It does simultaneous voltage readings. So we can switch it to amps and volts simultaneously. The 376 FC, that's a good meter. Oh, the SC66 is nice though, man, because it's so small. So the SC66 is a great meter. The T6 1000, oh man. See, but do you actually use it, Matt? That's the question. The T6 1000 Pro, I have to clip it. The black lead to the ground works better than a button. See, but what's the chance of you actually using that to know, like, to need to know what the voltage is? I don't think it's that useful. It could be, but it's just going to tell you whether it's 120 or 480 or 277. You're probably never even going to see the word 480 on there. You're going to get one leg of it. So you're probably going to see 277 or you're going to see 120. Would be my guess. And it's also on the same screen, yeah. Which hot stick do I recommend? I like this one here. I really, really like this one here. This is the LVD2. This is the Fluke one. I'll tell you why I like it, because it doesn't make noise. So, right here, we are on the neutral side of the cord right now. I'll try and show you here. So, right down here is the neutral, and you can see where it's blue. You guys can see where it's blue. And when we move over to the hot side of the cord, it turns red. Hey, can you turn off that light? What'd you make? You made a knife?
Yeah.
Keely made a knife. What are you going to be for Halloween?
A killer dinosaur.
A killer dinosaur, okay. Hey, turn off the light, please. Okay, so that didn't help either.
Love you.
Love you too. What are we doing?
Huh?
What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm talking to my friend.
Okay. It's hard to see on camera what this is. Okay, there's blue there.
Love you.
You move over to this side, turns red. It doesn't beep. It doesn't flash. It doesn't even light up on your pants whenever you rub it. Like you can bounce it around. There's no beeping to it. It's the LVD2. And it's got a 70 lumen light on the front, so it's actually pretty decent little light for looking around. Centronics does make a good one, but the Centronics has a reservoir tip, just like Trojan. And dude, I don't like hot sticks with the reservoir tip. The only reason why I'm going to accept this one is because like the reservoir tip is more like a, I don't even know. Yeah, just don't drop it, exactly. That's also Fluke. So this one turns purple when you get close to voltage. Blue when there's no voltage. And then red when it finds it. But it's huge. This is the one that was in that video the other day, the BK120. Yeah, the Centronics is nice. I've used the Centronics. Just reminds me too much of the Greenlees that we used to use. We were always breaking those tips off. And then you got to go buy another one. So this is just flat. There's nothing to break. And it just works, man. It just works. I had the same one. I bought my first one in Sears. And then I only just threw it in the trash the other day. Technically, I threw it outside for like 2 years. But then I threw it in the trash the other day. So probably 2010. Yeah. That's true, Danny. What small veto bag would you recommend for an apprentice helper? SPMC, SBLD. Currently got your MP1X and a Milwaukee bag I got with my impact and drill, where everything else goes. So the only Milwaukee bag that I'd recommend now, okay, so are you in construction or are you a technician? Are you on a service truck? What are you doing? Because you got to be careful with veto. You got to be really careful with veto, and you got to be careful with YouTube, because they'll tell you all kinds of stuff. And there's really only one bag that I'd recommend. Service electrician helper. Nice. This one. This is the Tech MCT. Watch. See how it doesn't tip? You see that? So on this side here, we have room for our multimeters, circuit tracers. Sorry, everything's like everywhere right now. Meters go in there, right? Circuit toner, UCX driver. And then on the other side of this bag, you got all your hand tools, which are also everywhere. And the bag doesn't tip. Got your volt claw, your strippers, everything's like nicely organized, right? Good storage, and you can pull these walls out and you can put in power tools. And then on the other side, like you can even put your impact in here. The SPMC, which is right here, is very overhyped for what it is. It likes to tip. So as soon as you put tools in this, this thing just wants to tip over. So if you can live with it tipping over, which gets old very quick, I promise you. This is an okay bag because the tool wall is high. So when it does tip over, and it will, but when it does tip over, this tool wall is up to here and not down here. And your tools don't like spill out. See, they stay in the bag. So this one's pretty nice, but it's a little bit overhyped. What's good about this bag is that you get this, which holds your drill, and you get this tool pouch. So this tool pouch is awesome because it comes with this bag and it clips right here. So this pouch here is made clips right there, and then you put your, and then you're like ready to go. But you already have the MP1X. So since you're here, I'll show you something. I'll show you something. There's one more thing I gotta find. Where is it, guys? You guys know what pouch I'm looking for? There should be another pouch here that is cheap. Can't find it. Hang on. Ow. Making me work. There's another brand. No, that's not it. That is a cool pouch though, but that's not it. Might be over here. Yes. Okay. This right here is a Mellow Tough. Was a Mellow Tough. This right here is a Mellow Tough. It's less than $30, and it's like it's criminal. It's criminal what they did. Okay, but remember, Vito got bought out by the same company that now owns Malco. So Malco got bought out, and now Vito got bought out. So whatever loyalty you got towards Vito, you may as well forget about it, because it's not going to be the same company that it once was. So these guys here are making direct copies of Mellotef. This is the MP2X here, which is a great pouch. This is more like the MP1X, and this thing is $30. So what you can do with these pouches here, you can put them in your tool bags, which is what I do. So this one here, this one here will fit in a 3-tier tool bag, and then you can really load this thing out. I prefer to put, sorry, camera's moving. I put this one in here, and then I've got 2 pouches. And then I put this in there. And then I walk around like that, and my troubleshooting meter goes right there. I got a couple of hand tools, and then this thing makes its own kickstand because it's got this piece here. So that just sits like that. It's finger licking good. But yeah, this is an okay pouch, but watch, if I move this, I bet you it's going to fall on the floor. Oh, it didn't fall. It's thinking about it. This thing just loves to fall. So you've been warned if you get the SPMC. But it comes with cool accessories, and it is a good bag, and it doesn't dump too much on the floor. The SBLD, because it's wider, more pack space, and has no top flap. So I was looking at other options. Thank you. Look at the MCT. Yeah, the MCT is amazing because it's got the higher tool wall. It's got the higher ceiling too for like your tools. And it just fits a lot more. It's a way better bag. It's a way better bag, a way better buy. This is $200, and you can pull these walls out and put different things in there. But yeah, this is the one that I'd recommend. I've also got the TPXXL, and it does not hold as much, not even close. This holds twice the amount as what the XXL does. And that's a $240 bag. I only bought it. Because this one was free when I bought it. But the reality is I didn't need any of it. But that's all that fits. Like, you're looking at it. That's it. That's what you get. The back of this bag is not very wide back here. So that's as much as that opens. This one opens a lot more, you can see visibly. So your SPMC actually opens up wider than the XL, which is stupid. They should fix that. And that's all you're going to fit. So everything in this tool pouch on this one side fits in here. And that's it. You get a couple of meter spots too. But on the whole back side of this, you get covered meter. You get all that. So you can fit a lot in here. And everything stays like upright, rigid. Nothing's folding down. It's a great bag. All right, guys, we got to get. Appreciate all the support. Hope you guys enjoyed the grounding and all the craziness. We do all the cool stuff live. I'm working on a video right now that we did the other night with where we were checking the voltage and we were seeing how you can get shocked by toolboxes as a mechanic. So I was asking, my toolbox keeps shocking me. I'm a mechanic. Why? So that video is coming out soon. And then I guess I don't know if I'll even bother putting this one out. This one was cool though. But yeah, I'm just glad I was able to like replicate the ground. That was pretty cool. So we'll see you guys later. Take it easy.